Psychic powers are your right as a spirit made in God's image. And A Course in Miracles explains that the limits the world places on communications are the main barriers to the direct experience of the Holy Spirit, whose voice is always available to hear, and that we place these limits on out of fear. Hi, this is Lynn, and welcome back. In this video, I will provide you one of the top tips in activating your psychic senses, as well as an effective meditation to speed you on your way. Realize that regarding psychic powers, that there is nothing to be afraid of, as there are no unnatural powers. Each of us has many abilities of which we are unaware. You will find through enlightenment training, like A Course in Miracles, as you progress through its mind training lessons, you will likely develop abilities that can seem quite startling. I've found psychic powers to be both practical and beneficial in my life, and I plan to teach you how to leverage these abilities as well. My intuition has also enabled me to see the love in others and to relay the guidance that they may be blocking. When I was teaching a class on intuition, I would frequently see visions around the attendees. Once I saw dozens of pink roses around a woman and then asked her why I kept seeing them. She informed me that her daughter was getting married and they had picked out pink roses the day prior for the event. Visions like this are empowering and verify the gift of clairvoyance. There are many psychic powers that are clearly in line with the Course's type of enlightenment training, especially as communication isn't limited to the bodily five senses in the way that the world generally recognizes. Our true form is spirit, and the activating agent of spirit is our mind. A Course in Miracles explains that if we don't reach beyond our ordinary way of seeing, hearing, taste, touch, and smell, that realizing enlightenment is impossible. Yes, psychic abilities can save your life or that of a loved one. In my 20s, I was getting into my car on a dark, quiet street when a lone man passed by. I picked up a strong feeling of his negative intent, then slammed on the lock at the same split second that he lunged from my door. I'll never forget the shocked and irritated look on his face. Yes, at times, the psychic power of clairsentience can be a lifesaver. In this entire series on psychic powers for enlightenment, I'll teach you to reach beyond the limits the world places on communication. Then you can realize a direct experience of the Holy Spirit or spiritual guides. You'll find that this spiritual inner voice is always available, and as you gain experience, you will easily be able to separate this voice from the persistent, loud, negative guidance the ego provides. The ego wants to keep you locked in mental gates out of fear, safely locked away from spiritual guidance. The result is anxiety, depression, and a feeling of hopelessness. A Course in Miracles explains that when we rise beyond physical communication, we are only becoming more natural, that there is absolutely no magic involved. New psychic abilities can be helpful in many ways. Used under the Holy Spirit's direction, they are also valuable teaching aids. It's truly irrelevant how you acquire these abilities, although in this series, I will provide you with tips and meditations to speed you on your way. The only important focus is how these powers are used. But realize that ultimately, psychic powers don't serve as a special favor from God, as these abilities are available to everyone. The Course explains that these are strengths that the Holy Spirit wants and needs. We do have to watch out for the ego, though, which sees in these powers an opportunity to glorify itself. Instead, we need to leverage these abilities as an expression of love. It is prudent to be wary also as we grow more attuned to communication with spiritual realms, that the ego can be seriously threatened. If the ego empowers these psychic abilities, they will no longer be dependable and be prone to deception. Realize that any ability an individual develops has the potential for good, and the more unusual and unexplained the power, the greater is its potential usefulness for what the world would destroy or often even reject. The Holy Spirit would restore. The Course shares, yet there is also a great channel of hope and healing in the Holy Spirit's service. Those who have developed psychic powers have simply let some of the limitations they laid upon their minds be lifted. It can be but further limitations they lay upon themselves if they utilize their increased freedom for greater imprisonment. The Holy Spirit needs these gifts, and those who offer them to Him and Him alone go with Christ's gratitude upon their hearts and His holy sight not far behind. Manual for Teachers M.25.6. I was once requested to help a gay young man who was attending college with a friend. She asked me to speak with him as his family had rejected him as sinful and guilty due to his sexual choices. I was able to sense in the future that his family would totally forgive him and accept him. Then at that time, they would also become a loving family again. I was reacquainted with this young man about 8 years later, and he verified that all was well. The events had transpired as I had intuited. The psychic power of intuition can bring great peace to people during a time of suffering, and you can learn to be the conduit for that peace. Now is the tip and meditation I am providing to you today in developing your psychic powers. Are first, each day when you wake up in the morning, ask the Holy Spirit, Jesus, what messages they have for you. You can also ask regarding messages for your loved ones. Please make sure then to relay these messages to others. Sometimes they will be spot on and other times will not make sense to the recipient. But as your confidence grows, so will your accuracy. Here is an excellent meditation to set you on your way to acquiring psychic powers. Now just close your eyes and relax. I thank God that I am made in His image, a perfect spirit of love. I request now that the Holy Spirit and Jesus provide me with their guidance. I now feel the love of these holy ones embracing me with a golden radiance, lifting me beyond the perception of bodily realms. I feel the golden light filling me up and swirling all around me. The magnificence of this light now reaches far beyond the universe, embracing all beings and realms. My ears are filled with the angels' ethereal song, while Jesus touches first the point between my eyes, then my ears, my lips, and nose. Then He gently grasps my hands. Now I feel Jesus' love entering each of these senses as the love that is us together shines forth, lighting us together. Now Before you open your eyes, ask for a special sign to be given you this day and an opportunity to leverage one of these awakening psychic powers. Let me know in the comments below what awakened powers you realize in yourself.